Hello, friends. Congratulations. Today is a very historic day. On this day, 23rd of March 31, Bhagat Singh, Rajguru, and Sukhdev sacrificed their lives to achieve independence for us. Everybody knows that Bhagat Singh was a revolutionary, but very few are aware that he was an intellectual giant. I am of the firm opinion that he was one of the tallest statesmen the world produced during the last more than 100 years. I therefore thought that for the next generation at least, we should tell few interesting facts about Bhagat Singh and his comrades. He read few hundred books about every field: Karl Marx, history of revolutions in the world. He decided not to get married because he thought that would distract him, like many of us got distracted. Even in jail, he studied so much. Even on the last day, he was studying a book. Imagine what is said as a 23-year-old boy in 1931 was not understood by any of the statesmen, including Mahatma Gandhi, Sardar Patel, Jinnah, Pandit Nehru, and they all sitting together along with other important leaders committed a blunder of accepting the partition and could not realize what 23-year-old boy Bhagat Singh had said about 16 years before the independence, when he said that never talk of Hindu Muslim divide, otherwise they will keep on fighting for centuries and the common man would suffer. ये ज़ब्र भी देखा है, तारीख की नज़रों ने, लम्हों ने खता की थी, सदियों ने सज़ा पाई. That momentary lapse and small mistake or blunder for which centuries people suffered. Another important thing which we must know, especially the next generation, he said that we must educate the masses and create a system where the exploitation of man by man stops. Otherwise, these Angrez, white skinned people, would go and brown skinned corrupt people would rule the country. I therefore studied child psychology, child development to understand how to create awareness about the real education, which was visualized by Guru Nanak Dev, Buddha, Aurobindo, Einstein, Socrates, Gandhi, Nelson Mandela, Abraham Lincoln. No doubt, Gandhi created awareness and united people to fight for the independence. But we could never get independence without Bhagat Singh and Subhash Chandra Bose. Bhagat Singh clearly said that the independence would be of no use till we change the thinking pattern, mindset, vichardhara. His essay on why I am an atheist reflects his kind-hearted nature, where he meant कि घर से मंदिर है बहुत दूर, चलो यूं कर लें, कोई रोता हुआ बच्चा हंसाया जाए. He said same thing what Swami Vivekananda said, that atheist is one who does not believe in himself. Today, if innocent illiterate or misguided students talk and say that they are not provided employment, but they don't bother. They say, even if we are not, I'm talking of illiterate and misguided youth, education, what they have provided. They say, even if we don't get unemployment, it doesn't matter. We can even beg if we get our mandir or masjid. This is a clear proof that all these 75 years, most of the parliamentarians and the leaders of most of the political parties befooled the nation. These leaders cheated the nation of real independence. Suicide by farmers, young students, 85% without food and basic necessity, 50% more than 50% women anemic, more than 50% children are abused, unemployment is at peak. Unfortunately, we did not produce a single statesman who could even carry forward the legacy of Bhagat Singh. In fact, these corrupt leaders even sold Bhagat Singh on his birth and death anniversaries. They made sure that the philosophy and thinking of Bhagat Singh is not propagated. These corrupt leaders who looted the nation for the last 75 years made sure that country could never produce any Bhagat Singh. They only kept masses involved in religious and caste politics. I'm a Kabir fan. So therefore I start with myself. बुरा जो देखन मैं चला तो बुरा ना मिलया कोई, और जो दिल खोजा आपना तो मुझसे बुरा ना बोए. I must see within myself. I must criticize before I criticize others, my own class. And I must say that even the judicial system in the country, including the lawyers and judges, failed to understand and implement the philosophy of Bhagat Singh education system. Bhagat Singh. Education system produce computers and machines who mechanically decide issues and cases. It is not difficult or rocket science to decide cases between Ramlal and Shamlal. The real challenge is to make sure हर एक घर में दिया भी जले अनाज भी हो, अगर ना हो कहीं ऐसा तो ऐतराज़ भी हो, रहेगी कब तलक वादों में कैद खुशहाली, हर एक बार ही कल क्यों कभी तो आज भी हो. The real challenge is to secure justice for all. Food, basic necessities, political justice, social justice. Make sure that everybody gets justice, which is the real mission of the Constitution, which is real independence. Bhagat Singh and his comrades loved humanity. As their last wish, they only sought permission to embrace each other. Bhagat Singh used to say that he only had three categories of relatives. One, those who sacrificed. Two, those who were with him. And third, those who would continue the revolution and inqilab to make sure that everybody gets justice. Contrary to the perceived notions, Bhagat Singh was very much against violence. Throwing bomb was to make Britishers and the rulers listen to their demands. It was not to harm anybody. He told his brother, just a few days before his sacrifice, the significance of good health, courage, hausla, and self-confidence. I am obsessed with his favorite quote, and I quote, lovers, lunatics, and poets are all made of same stuff. Imagine, he was born on 28th of September 1907 and sacrificed on 23rd of March 31. He was against violence, against war, against the system of exploitation. He loved humanity. For him, love was not man, woman, or relatives' love. For him, love was love for universe. That is why he was so compassionate, like the poet says, जर्रे जर्रे में उसी का नूर है, झांक तू दिल में न वो तुझसे दूर है, इश्क है उससे तो सबसे इश्क कर, इस इबादत का यही दस्तूर है. That was Bhagat Singh. And most important thing, according to me, which changed my life also and my mission, when he said that he was aware that he could be saved, but he was also aware, he said, that his death, his sacrifice would better serve the country and humanity than his life. Like in Anand picture, the dialogue is, Anand mara nahi karte, Anand mara nahi hai. Bhagat Singh would never die. Bhagat Singh can never die. Bhagat Singh was a philosophy, a thought. And I must say that this thought, Bhagat Singh's philosophy, has done justice many times even after his physical departure from this world. It was his philosophy, his thought that my life saved may not serve better, my life sacrifice would serve better, which gave me strength to fight for the system, fight for justice, even at the cost of risking my own life and liberty, be it in the case of taking stand in Jessica murder case, Shivani murder case, or summoning a former Prime Minister of India in a cheating case which resulted into fall of central government. My fast unto death to demand bifurcation of court to provide justice at doorstep. My letter to the Prime Minister about a year back about farmers' plight, where I suggested that you must apologize and withdraw this bill, and which he actually did. These were all thoughts of Bhagat Singh, I must say, not my strength, not my idea. My salute is also due for all those friends who keep on propagating the ideas and philosophy of Bhagat Singh. Most importantly, Professor Jagmohan and Kiranjit Sandhu, both nephews of Bhagat Singh, my friend Atul Bal and Professor Upadesh from IIT, Suresh Sabrawal, Ritu Kaushik, Shanti Sabrawal, and very importantly, Arvind Gaur, producer director of Asmita Theatre, and his team for making people aware of real Bhagat Singh. Once again, my salute to Bhagat Singh and his comrades. I wish we circulate this, make people aware what Bhagat Singh was, what his philosophy was. I request friends to send me their suggestions at Ashok Arora 2310 at gmail.com or WhatsApp me at +91 98 100 62089. Long live Bhagat Singh, long live his philosophy. हर एक घर में दिया भी जले अनाज भी हो. Secure justice for all. Thank you. Jai Hind.